Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. So, I just got back from watching the debut of Scream 6, which is just available in Australia today. It's currently the 8th of March, and apparently it's meant to debut on the 9th of March in Australia, but I was able to get an early screening. So this video won't be about telling the details of the film or who the killer or killers were and who dies and all that kind of stuff. I'll leave that for when the film comes out, and I'll give my review after it's come out for other people in the world. But what I will say is that I really liked this film. I thought it was fantastic. It is a continuation from the fifth installment, so the one they made a year before, with the two main characters being Sam Carpenter, which happened to be the daughter of Billy Loomis, and I think it's her half sister Tara Carpenter, which is played by Jenny Ortega, who I've got to say is a fantastic actress. Like everything that I see her in, it's just I just love the way that she performs. Like she does an incredible job as Wednesday as well. Yeah, so those are the two main characters, obviously in the fifth film. They're also the main characters in this film. We do see a couple of cameo roles from some of the characters in past films. Uh, I think it's pretty obvious everyone knows Courtney Cox is in this one as Gail Weathers, but there is another person who comes into picture in this one. And no, it's not necessarily Sydney Prescott. I think everyone knows that she's not involved in this film. Well, maybe they know. I don't know, but basically, Sydney Prescott is not really the focal point anymore. It looks like so. But there is a cameo role from previous film. That's all I'll say. You might be able to see it from the cast, but if you don't look up the cast and you just want to watch the film, you'll see that there's a cameo role played by a particular person, and not Billy Loomis, which we saw in Screen 5, where he was playing, kind of like the visions inside of Sam's head, right? I'm talking about another cameo role. So basically, we know, or I think most people know, that they're based in New York, and obviously the kills start there. All I'm going to say at this stage, without giving anything away, is the kills are much more brutal and much more impactful. Let's just say they're not too concerned about who sees who sees them killing. In fact, in this film, a lot of random people get in the way in some of the situations, and they get basically killed off as a result. Uh, yeah, so basically, overall, I loved the film. I thought the storyline was very good. The ending is something I didn't expect, uh, even though I kind of got the answer probably about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes before they revealed who the killer or killers were. I won't say if it's singular or plural. You have to find that out for yourself. But I kind of worked it out at the very last minute, which is really good by the writers. They did a good job of disguising who the killer or killers were. So yeah, I mean, basically, if you're going to watch this film, I do recommend that if you're a little bit squeamish with blood and gore, and you're used to maybe other forms of Scream where they don't show as much gore, except for maybe the first film, you might want to hold off on seeing this one. They definitely are much more violent, and yeah, but it's really cool. The way I did it was really cool. Um, what else can I say about this movie without giving anything away? I mean, I overall, in terms of the acting, I think all the actors did a great job. I think there's not really anyone in particular who I thought was being like you could tell they were acting. Like I felt like they were pretty organic with how they behaved and what their character roles were. In terms of building characters, probably this film was a little bit less of that and more just getting into the action. Trying to get to these two girls, Sam Carpenter and Tara Carpenter, right? I think that was the main objective of the film. It wasn't really about let's continue to build new stars and things like that or new characters. It was just right. Let's kind of close off to a certain extent. To a certain extent, the franchise, as they say in the film. They use the word franchise a lot in this film. Well, not a lot, but they say it a few times. So they're trying to close off a franchise, so to speak. Um, I think this is in the trailer, so I could probably mention this bit, but there is definitely a final battle which takes place kind of in a was it like a factory or I don't know store. It's like a big storeroom type place where someone's collected all the previous killers' costumes and memorabilia and all this other stuff, which is kind of creepy. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's in the trailer. I hope I haven't given anything away by saying that, but yeah, I mean the final confrontation is brutal, but it's very well delivered. That's all I'll say. Oh, it's so hard just not being able to give anything away. But overall, I really loved this film. I thought they did a really good job considering that Sidney Prescott wasn't in it. Um, they've done it. I think they've moved away from her, and I think that's a good thing if they want to continue to make more Scream movies because obviously Neve Campbell is getting older now, and obviously Courtney Cox is also getting older. So eventually they're going to have to move away from those two characters and try and build a new set of characters if they want to continue with the Scream franchise. Um, I don't know where the only thing I'll say after this film is I'm not sure where they're going to go next. Um, they kind of tied off a few things in this one, so I'd be interested to know how or if they're going to make another one with this same set of characters or this same cast. And when I mean the same cast, I mean the same two major stars, Jenny Ortega and I think the other woman's called, I'm just looking her up actually. Mikey, no, it's not, no, Melissa Barrera. I believe that's her name. Um, yeah, she's she's the main daughter or the daughter of Billy Loomis. It's played by Melissa Barrera. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, really. So I do recommend you go and see it if you've seen Scream 5. This definitely is a continuation of that. But yeah, just more violent and definitely, for me personally, I found it a lot more interesting. Anyway, that's where I'm going to finish up this review. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you all next time.